Welcome to another Ask Arlington. I'm Jay Warren. Ask Arlington is a show that is dedicated to answering the questions that you have about what's happening here in our city. And on this episode, we are focusing on the Arlington Police Department's rollout of body-worn cameras. The department anticipates the equipment rollout to staff will be complete by the end of March of 2018. Now, the cameras are securely mounted to the inside of the uniform garments and capture audio and video of citizen encounters that are required by policy. Joining me now to answer your questions, and we really want to get some background on this program as well, is Lieutenant Leo Daniels with the Arlington Police Department, and you are one of the people responsible for implementing this new body-worn camera program, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, before we get to our resident questions, and we got some really good ones for this episode, walk us through how the implementation is going.
Implementation is going really well. It's been a couple of year process. We started a few years ago looking at some different technology, finding out what was going on, making sure the citizens of Arlington were on board with this program. Sure. And so once we started just a few weeks ago, we've got it rolled out. Officers are really excited about it, and a lot of people in the community are as well.
Yeah, it's important to note that we kind of did a trial run of this first to
Yes,
make sure
we
that
did.
we really knew what we were doing and that we could implement it in a successful way, which is what we've done.
Yeah, Arlington, I mean, we had to look at it that way. Body-worn cameras have been out there for a lot of years. Unfortunately, there's some good technology out there, some not so good.
Right.
We wanted to make sure we did it right.
Absolutely. Well, let's get to our first question, and it comes to us from Brian. He asks, will video from these cameras be released during a court case in order to give the full scope and not be withheld to protect the police officer if there is evidence that she did something wrong?
Well, we absolutely want to make sure that all the information gets out there. As a matter of fact, state law requires that police officers make sure that all the evidence that may be involved for a defendant's case is submitted to the district attorney's office. So same as it's always been for the last few years, and we're going to keep doing that.
Right. All right, well, good. Let's get to our next question. It comes to us from Nigel. Nigel wants to know if officers are allowed to turn the feed off of the camera.
Yes, all of these things are going to be part of our policy.
Yeah.
Like any digital media, there's opportunities where there's going to be a lot of media out there. We're not going to be recording all day, every day. There are going to be times, even within a call, if an officer decides that this is a sensitive situation they need to, they'll have to cut that camera off. It's a situation where there's no longer a threat. They may turn it off. Officers do have that discretion. They will announce in the camera when that's happening, and we'll have a record of it.
And then it'll record it.
And it will record it.
And,
yes.
and I should probably note, and we should have started this actually, you're wearing one of the cameras
I am
right
wearing
now.
one of the
It's in
cameras right now.
center of your shirt.
Yes, completely integrated into the shirt. That's one of the things that we liked about it when we did some of our tests. We didn't want it to be easily knocked off. We wanted it to be, not to be in your face, but just be part of the integration of the uniform.
It looks very secure, and it looks kind of like a big button, really.
Yeah.
Which is the point, I guess.
It's a little off-putting for some people at first when they first noticed it, but once they get used to it, it's great. It's there, it's secure, and the officers like it.
Yeah, great. Well, let's get to our next question. This one comes to us from Angie. She asks, will all officers be equipped with a camera? We have a large police force here in Arlington.
We do.
Is everyone going to have one?
Everyone at the lieutenant level down is going to have a camera. Everyone at my level down is going to have a camera. Right now we have about 300 out there. We have another 300 that will be out probably by the end of March. Okay. So a total of about 615 cameras.
And you've already got some out there. What's the reaction been so far from residents and people you've been interacting with?
It's been interesting. We've got some good responses. Some people are just like, hey, I'm glad you guys got it. A lot of officers have been asking for it for years. As we started out, it's an accountability tool. Yeah. We look at it for both ways, for officers and for citizens, and really the people really feel like it's going to be a good tool for us. So I've had a couple of people come up to me, ask me about it, and they're excited we have them.
That's a good point. That actually gets back to the first question we had. It is an accountability tool, really, for everyone involved.
Everyone,
which is great. Well, I like our last question because it comes on a little bit of a lighter note. It comes to us from Debbie. It's kind of the practical side of all of this. She wants to know, how do you wash your uniforms? Does the camera pop out? Because it looks like it's completely fully integrated.
Well, I appreciate the practicality of Debbie. Yes, the camera does come out.
Okay.
It is a secure where there's every uniform that we have has this new system where we can secure the camera with basically a button inside. We pop it out, and then it's just as usual, the same way we do with the rest of our laundry.
Yeah. It's amazing what technology can do these days.
That it is.
And it's continually advancing. So
yes.
It'll be interesting to see where it goes from there. Well, Lieutenant, thank you so much for joining us and answering these questions we have from our residents. As I mentioned, we had some really good questions. I think there is some interest out in our community on this new program.
Glad to be here, and I really think it's going to be a great project for all of us.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And thank you at home for sending in those questions. That will do it for this week's Ask Arlington. Tune in next time when we'll answer more of your questions.